Okay, this video is about how to do a motor adjustment if your tires or rims are rubbing against the shell here, right over here. What you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver like this, and you're going to take off this black plastic piece. You don't need to take it entirely off. It's a little easier if it's on the motherboard side here than the battery side, just because sometimes they're strung underneath. In the case that they are strung underneath, don't be afraid to just take this little plastic cage off too. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to make it a little more complicated for everybody who happens to have a motor adjustment on the battery side. If you don't, it's a much easier. So I've got my power tools here and just a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm going to start undoing everything. So you've got 2 screws on each side. Just unscrew those. And you can lift your battery cage right off. That just gives you a little bit of room here. You don't need to move this at all. So the next thing you're going to do is take this plastic piece off right here. Again, 4 screws. Okay, so this will come right off. You can just set it right here to the side, and one of my screws came out, so I'll just put it right back there. So this is where your motor is all kind of secured at. Sometimes you got like hair and stuff in there, and what you're going to need now is a 6mm Allen wrench. I use an impact drill because it's easy, and I'm a professional. This is what I do. I use a Husky HW6 bit for anybody that's wondering. Otherwise, Husky also sells black T-bar handle Allen wrench bits at Home Depot for less than $10. So we're going to turn these counterclockwise as well. There is a lot of torque to them, so if you're doing it by hand with a hand tool, just give it a lot of power. So it comes right up for me. You don't need to remove these completely. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and you can slide it back and forth a little bit like this. Okay? If you're having a problem with a loose motor or a loose wheel, then you can take these all the way off, and what you're going to want to do is take a piece of double-sided tape and put the double-sided tape in between the top piece here, which comes off. You're going to put the double-sided tape or 3M foam, and you're going to put just a strip right here and then place this back on. It'll secure it so it doesn't move again. Once you're done, just kind of hand tighten these before you set it down like this, and then adjust it to where you want it to be, and then slowly tighten things down with your Allen wrench. Okay? Don't tighten them all down yet. Okay. Once you get it to where you want it, spin the wheel and make sure it doesn't rub, just like this. Once you're sure that it's not rubbing, now you can tighten these things down. Give it a lot of strength. And now we have a wheel that is torqued down, it's secure, it doesn't rub anymore. We take our plastic piece here, place it back on top, and then we screw these down again. Don't screw these too tight because they might break the plastic. Looks like I might have lost a screw somewhere. Well, regardless, here it is. Here's the screw. Next thing you're going to do, if you took the battery cage off, is put the battery cage back on. You can put it over or under the wires. It doesn't usually really matter. It's kind of a preference thing. And again, don't tighten too much or you'll break the plastic. Once you're done with that, plug the light back in on the bottom side of your shell that you took off earlier. screw the outside back down. Right here, 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 and here on the outside, you're going to use the sheet metal screws that have the long winding pattern to them, and on the inside you use the machine screws that have the short pattern to them. Securely put it down, make sure everything's even, and then spot drill the corners and then finish the middle. So that's what you're going to do when you need to do a motor adjustment to make sure this isn't rubbing anymore.